I'll be sharing on persuasive selling, a key concept to winning the most skeptical prospect. I'd like to explain what persuasion is. The word persuasion. What is persuasion? Persuasion is the process by which a person's attitude or behavior is influenced by the communication of other people. Persuasion has to do with influencing people to change their mind. In fact, the synonym for persuasion in this context is influence. Persuasion is influencing a person's belief, attitude, intention, motivation, or behavior towards some event, idea, object, or persons by using written, spoken, or visual method to convey information, feeling, or reasoning, or a combination of everything thereof. So from all this, we can see that when you are persuading, there is a first party, which is the person that is intending to do the influencing, and there's the receiving party, which is the person that the process is being designed to influence. So from this, we can see that in persuasion, there's no form of coercion. There's no physical coercion. There's no threat to one's psychological state. It is an harmless process of influencing the decision of another person towards a target goal. So from this standpoint, we can see that there are some cogent attributes of the person that is doing the persuasion. And this characteristics is very, very important for a successful persuasion or persuasive selling to happen. This person must be courteous, friendly, warm, agreeable, not argumentative. This person must be caring, understanding, ready to help, and most importantly, be solution driven. So from all this, we can understand that persuasive selling is an effective method of converting a prospect, whether a prospect that is new, whether a prospect that is loyal to another brand, of converting a prospect, a sales prospect, to a ready-to-buy consumer, or ready-to-buy customer, or a ready buyer. Traditionally, sales has always been about the power of persuasion. To successfully sell to another person, it has always been a matter of who is able to convince and motivate with effective communication. Nobody brings out their money to buy from somebody that they perceive as argumentative or as unpleasant or as authoritative or any kind of negative psychological vibe. Successful selling is done when the vibe is really, really positive. There's something peculiar about the buyers of this age. The buyers of this age have increased taste because of the volume of knowledge and information that is at their fingertips. This generation of buyers, they know a lot. They are highly educated. So for you as a seller, for you as someone who wants to effectively sell a product to another person, because of the level of information that is available to the buyers of this generation, it's important that you first know your product, understand your product, know the nitty-gritties, the information, the size, the content, the quality, the functionality of your product. Know your product inside out so that you are able to respond to every inquiry that comes, and you are able to effectively communicate the functionality of your product to your target market. Also, it brings me to the next point, which is understanding your target market. Know who your product is for. You must have done market segmentation even before you started selling that particular product. So it's important to know who your product is for. Is your product for everybody? Is your product for children? Is your product for adults? Is your product for ladies? Is your product for adolescents? Is your product for the elderly women? Is it for the younger women? Is it for the elderly men? It's important to know who your product is for. And those are the segments that you should focus your persuasive selling to. It's also important that you understand the standard, that's the quality and functionality of your product. If you are doing persuasive selling, it can be that your product already has a competition that means you already have a competitor in business. Sometimes your product can come out and you enjoy a monopoly market. You are the first to offer that particular service or good, and then you can introduce it to the market. But a situation where your product already has competition, there's already an expectation of buyers. So it's important to know the functionality of your product, how your product differs from the ones that are already in existence, the advantage that your product has over other products. It could be ingredient advantage, it could be packaging advantage, it could be quality advantage, it could be quantity advantage. It's important to know that particular advantage that your product has. That will be your weapon of persuasive selling. Also, it's important to understand your customer's emotion. When you already know your target market, you already understand their emotion, and it's important to know how to appeal to the emotion of the customer that you are persuading, that you are trying to sell to. You are trying to convince another vendor or another buyer, especially already ones, or probably the ones that are already committed to another product. You're trying to convince them to translate from the product they are using right now to your product, or for a customer that hasn't been introduced to that particular product before. You're trying to get someone that is skeptical, or someone that doesn't have the knowledge of your product before, to become your customer, your consistent customer. Or it can be that you are even trying to convert someone that is entirely not even interested in the product. You're trying to get the person's attention to the product, and you're trying to convince the person to buy your product. So for these customers, what you are selling to them is the capacity of satisfaction that your product has. You're trying to let them know how your product is able to ultimately satisfy their needs. That means with your product, they don't need a competitive product. They don't need to look elsewhere. Your product is wholesome, able to satisfy that particular need for them. And for those that don't know about it, your product is going to solve a specific need. Is a solution-based product that is very, very relevant in their lives. It means you are selling value, you are selling worth. Now, one thing about persuasive selling is that the products that you are about introducing to them might even be more expensive than what they are used to, or might be smaller in size compared to what they already buy. So your ability to persuade them will make them look away, irrespective of the cost, irrespective of the size. We make them look away from every effect of what it takes to get that product. They will look away from it, and all they are seeing is how to grab a copy, or a number, or certain numbers, or you just look forward to how to consume your product, how to use your product, how to make that product theirs. So you are not trying to compete with the product in the market. No, you are selling an advantage. You are selling functionality. You are telling them, see, I know you're already used to this, but you see this particular product, when you use it, you won't even think of the ones you are used to buying before. I'll give you an example. Now, before the example, there are things that you also need to consider when showing your to-be customers or your sales prospects. When you are showing them this product, there are things that you really, really need to consider. There are things that will really give you an advantage ahead of every other existing product. Timely availability to your customer service, effective distribution system, product efficiency, and quality compliance with environmental sustainability laws around that product are some of the important indices that can give your product an edge, from others. I'll tell you what I mean. Let's bring it down to the example of you selling. Probably you are trying to sell a perfume to a customer that is probably already used to a certain kind of fragrance. It can even be, let's say the customer is a young lady, your product segmentation is for young ladies, and the customer already has a particular product that he or she is used to. Information like how long it took for the flowers that made that product, that perfume, to be fermented. How long does that particular fragrance last? The beautification and design advantage. You already know what can catch feminine attention. Has to be pink and has to be looking very, very beautiful. the country the product was made from, and probably you can even offer free product tests, to the customer. You can spray some of those products on the customer's body and ask the customer to go home and wash the clothes and pick it up the following day and perceive it, just for the customer to know how long that particular fragrance will last. These are some persuasive method of, selling a particular product or converting a customer that is not ready to an immediate ready buyer. If you're selling a product like probably an insecticide, what you can use to differentiate yourself is good perfume. You can say, oh, the odor is very comfortable, it's not choking, the quality or speed time of, eradicating crawling insects after spraying. How long will it take for your room to be ready? You can say, oh, after spraying, you don't even need to leave. Or if they need to leave, is for a very short time. Those are the things that will differentiate you from others. You can mention the country the product was made, and you can mention which medical association is certifying that particular product, that you are using. All these are, some of the information that should be ready at hand for you to be able to convince a customer, especially someone that is not ready, and persuade the person, to be a ready buyer. In the process of convincing, I mentioned earlier that we sell functionality. There was this video that I watched on Sell Me This Pen. I used this example in one of my videos that I posted on YouTube. And I mentioned the fact that when you are selling functionality, you're selling the truth. You're selling exactly what a customer should expect from a product. You're not selling what the product cannot do. You are mentioning exactly what they will find when they get the product from you. Where a seller can shoot himself in the leg is selling to a customer what your products cannot do. In that video, a man was asking someone else and was saying, "Can you sell me this pen?" The person picked up the pen and was saying, "This pen is so good. This pen is so beautiful. This pen is is golden. This pen is made of gold. When you are going under the sun, it can become an umbrella. When you are going under the rain, it can shade you. This pen, when you write, it writes excellently. There's no error. There's no mistake." The person was busy saying things that particular product cannot do. So the person, the anchor collected the pen and called another person and said, "This is my boy, this is my student, sell me this pen." And you know what the boy did? The boy reached out to the buyer and says, "Good afternoon, please can you write your name for me? I'd like to know your name. Can you write out your name for me? I'd like to have it." Then the buyer says, "Oh, sorry, I don't have a pen." And then the guy said, "Yes, here it is, I have a pen, it's $10. That's all. He didn't need to sell what the product cannot do. He didn't need to say things that are unrealistic about a pen. So it's important that you are saying the truth to your customers. You are selling functionality. You are not lying about it. Generally, persuasive selling is about the right attitude. Even if you have a good product, a very, very functional product, and your selling skill is argumentative, is uncaring, is nonchalant, is non-cautious, is unfriendly, a customer that is even ready to buy will walk away. Remember, a customer needs a product as a solution. So as a seller, you need to be selling with the right attitude. You need to understand who you are selling to. You need to love who you are selling to. You need to know that you created a product that is meant to ease the life of this person. And the body language, everything about you, communicating that product must show that yes, you and your product, you are both willing to help this particular customer and ease the person's standard of living. We can have two sellers in a particular place, two sellers probably in a market, selling a particular product with almost the same functionality for the same price. And the one that the customer will be paying for is the one with an effective, persuasive selling skill. The one that is able to communicate all the advantages of having the product, the functionality of the product, the edge the product has over others, and is able to communicate that with a courteous attitude, with a caring attitude, with an understanding attitude, with a friendly and warm attitude. That is the one that is definitely getting the money. You are not a salesperson until everything about you, your knowledge, your charisma, your character, your attitude is positively directed towards increasing the standard of living of another person. You are not just selling functionality, efficiency, durability. You are not just selling your branding. You are bringing out all your armor, including yourself and your personal characteristics. Once all this is done, I'm telling you, you are the man to get the money and the attention of that particular customer. So I'll be going over everything that has been said. We talked about persuasive selling. We talked about the characteristics of the person doing the persuasive selling, which is that of friendly, warm, agreeable, caring, understanding, courteous attitude, ready to help attitude. We talked about persuasion as the art or process of influencing other people to change their mind towards a particular product, intention, belief, idea, object. Using written, spoken, or visual method to convey this information. We also talked about the effective steps that can help you easily convert a customer that is not ready, a potential customer, to a ready-to-buy customer. We talked about knowing your product, knowing your target market, knowing your product quality, standard, advantage, especially the ones that it has over competitive products, knowing your product functionality, appealing to the emotion of the buyers. We also spoke about your effective distribution system. If you have a very good product and it takes a long time before it arrives, and there's another product that a customer can easily get on time, I'm telling you, they will go for the second option. So quick accessibility to good customer service, good distribution system is another added advantage for you as a persuasive seller. We talked about bringing out all your armor. And if you are able to convince the customer will look away from the cost, they will look away from the size, and is looking at the functionality, your product value, the worth, what it stands to gain, what is ultimate satisfaction, the capacity of your product to satisfy the particular need that it has, or the particular need that he didn't know that he has, but that your product has made him see, that he has. And remember, influencing people does not have to do with any form of coercion. Physical coercion has no verbal threat to one psychological state. It's just about convincing another human being about your product, bringing out all the points and bringing out your own physical positive charisma and characteristics. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate your attention, and I'll see you in the next recording. Bye for now.